have to let me go, or we both
Kowalski's claim that the rope couldn't hold both him and Stone is inaccurate. Since they were in the same orbit, a simple tug could have brought him back. Also, disconnecting from Kowalski wouldn't have caused Stone to rebound toward the ISS unless another force acted on her. Stars do not twinkle in space. The twinkling seen from Earth is due to atmospheric interference, which doesn't exist in space. Navigating in orbit is counterintuitive. Accelerating in the direction of travel raises altitude and slows speed instead of moving forward. Aiming at the Chinese space station and accelerating directly toward it wouldn't guarantee reaching it due to complex orbital mechanics. Stone's spacesuit is missing the liquid cooling and ventilation garment, which is essential for temperature control and sweat management. Without it, she would risk heat stroke and be drenched in sweat, but the film shows none of these effects.
Set your watch for 90 minutes.
Kowalski eliminates 90 minutes before the debris field returns, but that's not how orbital mechanics works. Debris would scatter in multiple directions and follow different orbits, making a repeated impact on the ISS highly unlikely.
Got about 90 minutes before we get our asses kicked again.
The Space Shuttle and Hubble telescope share an orbit, but the ISS and Chinese station do not. Their orbits are designed to avoid intersections. Moving between them would require vast amounts of energy, far beyond a single astronaut's capability.
Satellites are down and they keep on falling. Telecommunication systems are dead.
NASA's claim that debris from a missile strike destroyed satellites, disrupting communications, is flawed. Communications satellites are in geosynchronous orbits, 22,000 miles above Earth, far beyond where the debris could reach.
Debris chain reaction is out of control.
Dr. Ryan uses a fire extinguisher to propel herself in space, but without precise alignment, each burst would create rotational motion, quickly causing her to spin uncontrollably.
Half of North America just lost their Facebook.
Kowalski jokes that half of North America lost Facebook after satellites were destroyed. However, the internet relies on landlines and relay towers, making his statement incorrect.
Half of North America just lost their Facebook.
When Ryan removes her spacesuit, she is only in underwear. In reality, astronauts wear adult diapers during spacewalks. Ryan mistakenly calls Kowalski Lieutenant, even though as a space shuttle commander, he would have a rank equivalent to Colonel. She should have addressed him as Commander Kowalski.
Lieutenant Kowalski, yes. Yes, Lieutenant Kowalski, I'm here.
In reality, space stations orbit at different altitudes, but the film inaccurately portrays them at the same level. As the Shenzhou capsule re-enters the atmosphere, intense G-forces should pin objects and Stone to the bulkhead. However, a floating pen contradicts this physics. After Stone lands, she sees debris still falling. However, debris from the Chinese space station should have landed before her since she parachuted part of the way. Astronauts always wear reflective helmet visors in space to prevent damage. The movie omits this from visibility, yet the Russian suit includes an unused visor, making this choice inconsistent. Ryan blows the hatch of the Chinese capsule, which is visibly above water. However, as soon as it opens, water starts flooding in. The sun is depicted rising north of the Sinai, but on Earth the sun always rises in the east.
Must detach. If you don't detach, that arm's gonna carry you too far.
Kowalski urges Dr. Stone to detach from the broken shuttle arm, believing it will carry her away. However, since she and the arm share velocity, detaching would alter her movement unpredictably. Additionally, separating would make her harder to see. Thus, detaching immediately wasn't necessarily the best choice.
Must detach. If you don't detach, that arm's gonna carry you too far. Drag you. You need to detach. I can't.
Most of our systems are gone. Multiple satellites are down and they keep on falling.
The idea of a complete communication blackout seems unlikely. Most satellites orbit at higher altitudes and wouldn't be affected by the debris cloud. Neither the Soyuz TMA nor Shenzhou spacecraft have side hatches with portholes that open during re-entry. The descent module is too small for multiple hatches, making ingress a sequential process through the orbital module.
Tiangong is approximately 100 kilometers.
The Chinese station's about 100 miles.
Sandra Bullock states the Chinese space station is 100 kilometers away, but moments later, George Clooney refers to it as 100 miles, or 160 kilometers. This is either a script error or a mistake in dialogue. As mission commander, Kowalski shouldn't have performed extravehicular activity outside the shuttle. That role belongs to mission specialists. He should have remained inside where he would have perished in the accident. Kowalski, as a trained astronaut, would have quickly assessed the situation. If extra air canisters were available, he would have died, and Dr. Stone wouldn't have run out of air. However, the lack of them sealed their fate. Astronauts' bodies without pressurized suits would significantly swell in the vacuum of space. However, they are inaccurately shown, as if in a normal gravity environment. Dr. Stone's hair remains still in every scene, but in zero gravity, it should be floating freely.
Funding to my research.
How long was your training?
Astronauts usually train in groups and know each other well, especially for STS missions. It seems odd that Kowalski knows nothing about Stone, or that she answers basic personal questions.
You're pretty blue-eyed.
My eyes are brown.
Dr. Stone, deprived of oxygen, begins breathing his own CO2. If she had removed her helmet, her lips would have turned blue due to oxygen deprivation. In the key scene where Kowalski drifts away from Stone, there is no force pulling him. With no weight of acceleration, returning to the ship should be effortless.